Getting a divorce in Idaho is actually simpler than you might think. The spouse filing for divorce must be a resident of Idaho for 6 weeks before filing. The divorce should be filed in the county where the defendant resides, or if the defendant is not a resident of Idaho, the county where the plaintiff resides or designates in the complaint. Once the residency requirement is completed, a legal grounds for a divorce must be established. Both general and no-fault divorce are acceptable grounds for divorce. The no-fault reasons are irreconcilable differences and living separate and apart without cohabitation for a period of 5 years. The general reasons are adultery, permanent insanity, conviction of a felony, willful desertion, extreme cruelty, willful neglect, and habitual temperance or drunkenness. Idaho does not require a parenting plan for child custody. Joint or sole child custody may be awarded according to the best interests of the child and based on the following factors: the preference of the child, the wishes of the parents, the character and circumstances of all individuals involved, the relationship of the child with parents, siblings, and other significant family members, the child's adjustment to his or her home, school, and community, a need to promote continuity and stability in the life of the child, and domestic violence, whether or not in the presence of the child. Joint custody is allowed if it can be arranged to assure the child with frequent and continuing contact with both parents. Unless shown otherwise, it is presumed that joint custody is in the best interest of the child. The court may order either or both parents to provide child support until the child is 18, regardless of marital misconduct, based on the financial resources of the child, the standard of living the child would have enjoyed if the marriage had not been dissolved, the physical and emotional conditions and educational needs of the child, the financial resources, needs, and obligations of both the non-custodial and the custodial parent, normally not including the parent's community property share of the financial resources or obligations with a new spouse, the availability of reasonable medical insurance coverage for the child, and the actual tax benefits achieved by the parent claiming the federal dependency exemption for income tax purposes. Under provisions for child support, payments are made to the court clerk unless otherwise ordered by the court. There are specific child support guidelines adopted by the Idaho Supreme Court, which are presumed correct unless the award would be inappropriate or unjust. Finally, all child support orders must allow enforcement of the order by withholding income. Idaho is a community property state. Each spouse's separate property consists of all property acquired prior to the marriage, property acquired by gift either before or during the marriage, and property acquired by individual gift before or during the marriage. The court will divide all other property in a substantially equal manner, unless there are reasons otherwise. The court will consider any marital misconduct, the length of the marriage, the age and health of the spouses, the occupation of the spouses, the amount and sources of income of the spouses, the vocational skills of the spouses, the employability of the spouses, any premarital agreement, the present and potential earning capability of each spouse, any retirement benefits, including Social Security, civil service, military, and railroad retirement benefits, the liabilities of the spouses, the needs of the spouses, and whether the property award is instead of or in addition to maintenance. The court may award maintenance if a spouse lacks sufficient property to provide for his or her reasonable needs and is unable to support himself or herself through employment. Awarding maintenance is based on the time necessary to acquire sufficient education and training to enable the spouse to find appropriate employment, the duration of the marriage, the ability of the spouse from whom support is sought to meet his or her needs while meeting those of the spouse seeking support, the financial resources of the spouse seeking maintenance, including marital property, apportioned to such spouse and such spouse's ability to meet his or her needs independently, the tax consequences to each spouse, the age of the spouses, the physical and emotional conditions of the spouses, and the fault of either party. There is a mandatory 20-day delay in granting divorces unless there is an agreement by the spouses. During this period, either spouse may request a meeting to determine if there is any chance for reconciliation. If there is a chance for reconciliation and children in the marriage, the court may delay the proceedings for up to 90 days to attempt reconciliation. Visit us today at www.mydivorcepapers.com and click on Idaho at the bottom of the page. Let mydivorcepapers.com help you file for divorce today.